Hello, it is Thursday. This is Bad Blood. With us tonight is Moondog,
Hey,
Ginger
everybody.
Bear, and Buck.
How we doing?
Good. Tonight we are meeting some of the tribal militia. You're going to learn what their job is, what they're here for, and why they don't like you.
Get off
Like you
my
a lot.
property!
We like you a lot. You give us a target-rich environment, and we have a great time. So, and Buck, if you don't mind, I'll go ahead and take this real quick. So,
for it.
my understanding here is that we have this great game that we're going to be playing, where there's multiple factions who are going to be fighting each other, and the main portion of what they're doing is running around looking for blood samples, and those blood samples will be guarded by the locals, tribal militia. Our job is to sort of be that X factor in the game to make it more memorable by adding an extra chaotic sort of, something that can happen and hit you from the sidelines in the middle of the game. So the whole idea of that is we are agents of chaos that are released upon the field to make the game just a little bit more exciting, where you feel that Charlie's coming out of the woodwork and we are making your life more miserable. The tribal militia has two main jobs. The first one is guarding the samples. You guys know that the game is basically based around an Ebola outbreak in the Congo, and different factions are looking for that patient zero, and there are different samples that are essentially they're just stamps in a cooler, and they'll be guarded by 1, 2, 3, 4 tribal militia members scattered throughout the field, and their job is to make sure that it doesn't disappear. The teams can't pick it up and run with it, but we'll be guarding it. We'll be making your life a little bit more difficult. That's one piece, guarding and watching the samples. The other piece is to literally sow chaos amongst the battlefield. While you and another army are perhaps fighting over something, trying to grab the other CO's sample, you could by chance have 5-10 folks running around in Hawaiian t-shirts, screaming wildly and shooting automatic weapons in all sorts of directions. It is a lot of fun, and it adds that little extra something. Buck, you got anything to add?
My entire objective has been to find nice little dugouts that you guys don't know where I am, and I am loving to hear the sounds of your screams of confusion when you find me popping out of the woodwork.
It is a lot of fun, and it's something that we enjoy doing. Now, if we have folks who have played this game multiple years, or even if you've played at least 1 year and you're interested in joining the tribal militia, you can always reach out to myself or Ian on Facebook, and you can ask us. You can ask in the Bad Blood group, hey, I've played before, I'd like to be in the tribal militia, and then you can get an invite from us to join the tribal group, and that's where we kind of discuss where we're going to put the samples. That's where we discuss how we're going to break up the field and how we're going to, who's going to sit where and do what. The 5-0, for example, is almost always hanging out in the southwestern portion, or is it? Yeah, southwestern portion of the field. It's the west. Trying to remember where we are. Yeah, the southwestern portion in the pines. We're always out there. We have it. There is. Yeah. So the western portion, Pines Brig,
Yeah.
Western Jungle. This field, it's huge, and if you haven't played there, you're in for a treat because it is large and overgrown. Parts of it are overgrown. There are buildings everywhere. There's a lot of ditches and hills and valleys and all that, and it creates a really dynamic battlefield, and it makes the game
so much
ridiculous.
environment.
Lots and lots of it.
So much environment for you to really get so many different types of experiences. I can't say there's been a place that my group has stayed more than a year at a time. Every single year we get moved around, and we have had a different experience every single time.
Yep.
Because we got jumped from bushes to jungle to Titman Town.
So one of the things that's going to be a lot different for the tribal militia versus the other groups is the way that we respawn. And so what I wanted to let everybody know here, and we'll go over it again probably week after week after week, and especially during our safety briefing, tribals do have a different respawn pattern than the rest of the teams. So when you kill a tribal, you'll see us sit down with our dead rag on. We'll wait 3 to 5 minutes. I believe it's 5 minutes. Moondog, keep me honest. It's a handful of minutes. We'll be bleeding out and dying. And when that time is up, we will stand up and get out of sight, out of mind. We have to actually go out of visible range of anybody, and then we can take our dead rag off, and then we loudly proclaim tribal respawn, and that kind of gives a warning that they know maybe somebody just respawned, because we are also not allowed to do like revenge kills. If an army comes and murks us, and we can't just like respawn behind them and shoot them. We have honor as well. We might come in from the side, but the idea there is it makes it feel like there's a guerrilla force that can be anywhere at any given time. So even though there may only be 30 or 40 of us on the field at any given time, it feels like there's 400 of us. And, most of us could be wearing bright Hawaiian shirts, and don't let that fool you. The field is so dynamic with its lighting, with dark and light areas, you probably won't see us anyway.
And random objects scattered on the
Right up
field.
on us, yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly.
It's a lot of fun, and we've heard it all. Oh, we're going to see you, and I'm like, I can't wait for it. I can't wait to die to your BB, because that's the fun of the game. We're out there to have fun, and our job is to kind of make your experience during Bad Blood that much more memorable.
So Ginger Bear, how long have you been a tribal militia member?
Oh my lord! So since 2012. So I want to say I think this is my 10th year coming back. I think it's my 10th or 11th year. I have to go back and look at all the photos that I have. But we were tribal militia back when they were a regular faction in 2012, and then they've been the NPC faction ever since. And I've been a part of that ever since. Last year I was the commander. I won't be this year, and that's fine. We've got Headkill. He couldn't make it tonight. He had a prior engagement. But Headkill's been the commander for the tribal militia for a long time, over a decade. And he has a great day. You can't miss him. He's got the Fu Manchu mustache normally, and he's wearing a kilt like a psycho. So he's having a great time in his kilt and his Hawaiian shirt.
And he never wears lower face. The Fu Manchu is on display, ladies and gentlemen.
It's a lot of fun.
How long have you been a militia member?
This is going to be year 5 for me. I started off on black shirts myself, and then the year after I started on greens. And then, I had a good time with Headkill one of those times, and he took me.
Good. So, what do you guys hate about all those uniformed guys out there? Why does the tribal militia hate everybody?
So you guys are on our land. Get off my lawn. This is my Congo, even though it doesn't look like it. In this world, it's my Congo, and you're in my backyard creating trouble. And so we all got together as the tribal leaders of our area came together and said, we need to get these imperialist pigs off of our backyard. And so we were called to arms, and we were going to die for our beautiful country of EMR
Indeed.
Adventure Park.
Probably the best answer I've heard in a long time to that question. Thank you.
Very welcome.
So what, other than, organized chaos, what can your average player expect to see when they encounter you guys?
Very fortified fortresses.
Yeah, you're gonna
you're come into my area. It's gonna be a problem. I'm not letting you in easily.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to kill me for it.
There's usually 2 types. You're gonna have the fortified defenders, like myself and Buck. We're usually gonna be hunkered down. We might have snipers. I usually bring a sniper rifle out with me.
I've got 2 in my safe.
Yeah, so we have that. And we will hunker down and be ticks that you have to dig out. And then the other type you're going to have is the one that you don't see because they come out the side. But another thing that you're going to expect, though, and one of the things I love about the tribals is because we're all veterans of this game. We have a lot of experience. We have experience in the field, and you don't have to be afraid to ask for help. Because most of us were still considered staff. So we are playing the game, but we know the field pretty well. If you get lost, if you get separated, those kinds of things, you can expect that from us as well. We are all staff members in the game. So we have kind of a job out there. Yes, we're going to make it fun. We're going to make it exciting for you, but we're also going to be the ones who are going to, put up blockades if people get hurt and we need to hold off a piece of the field. We're going to be the ones who are going to be screaming Endex. We're going to be the ones who are going to yell blind man if we need that. So, you're going to get that from us as well. In the game, have fun. And most of us are going to be laughing maniacally while we're playing. I've never seen a tribal who had a bad time. So we can't win. So, we go out with a blaze of glory all the time. But we're also going to be there to help you guys. We're going to be helping the embeds, half of the tribal, every tribal guard is an embed. So we all have a second radio. We can all call in, if you're lost or whatever. So we have dual roles. We're playing, but we're also there to help. Yep.
Stop pimping that radio. I haven't gotten it yet.
Don't be surprised if I come with one before you. If you tell me you don't have one before Bad Blood, it's going to be ordered for you like a week prior.
Yeah.
So I mean, this is the best explanation you've given of the tribal militia since we've been doing these, and I've even known you. But in your 10, 11 years doing this, what do you think was your favorite moment and your best moment?
Oh, well, actually, they're both the same, and this was at the old field. We had all moved across the road because that was back in the day when we had the road, and we had come across. There was a hyper pipe field. It was a speedball field for paintball, and there were two armies just going at it. And we just kind of 5 of us stumbled across an entire rear flank that was not being watched. And so we kind of crept up to the end of the field and we counted 3, 2, 1, and we were all in full auto, and we took out the entire rear echelon. It must have been, I mean, we all died like pretty much instantly, but I think we took out probably 10 or 15 of I want to say it was the Green Army. And it was just so glorious. We're like, oh, this is the chaos that we're supposed to do, because you hear it. They're like, oh, they're left, right, they're center, and then all of a sudden you just hear the words "tribal militia at the rear," and like everyone's like half the formation's turning, and I mean, we got lit up. I leave that game every year covered in welts and a giant smile on my face.
It's one of the things I love. Whenever I need to kind of wind down and just we lost Tom. He'll go back. Whenever I need to kind of wind down and just get some fun in, I know where to find you guys, and I'll just come back in there and I'll watch for like 20 minutes, and I love.
He saw me holding Tipman Town last year.
Oh yeah.
My team, the Hawaii 5-0, we have our boy Climax. He runs around. He's my runaround commander, and I've never seen a man have more unadulterated fun than him. So that's part of it. We're out there having fun. Some of us airsofters are not real big on the milsim portion, so that's why we enjoy doing this. We enjoy helping the new players learn. We enjoy causing chaos and just being absolute gremlins out there.
You can also all stop the game because, we're familiar with how the game works. We know the trigger words. We know the things to do. And then as well, you got teams like mine that have a lot of actual EMS personnel, a lot of first responders, guys that know how to handle these big situations. We're coming down in these big groups. And even if someone that's coming up there that is newer with one of our groups, they know who to get. They know, if they need to get a hold of someone on the larger channel, they can ask for, depending on the team, me or Ginger Bear or Sin. You'll see the big faces, or you'll find someone that can get you in charge and get a hold of the information that you need, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to ask them anything. Don't be afraid to ask us questions.
It's a good point that Ginger Bear made about, all the tribals basically also being embeds. So in that role, if you guys see something, I guess we'll say wrong, like a million different things can go wrong, right? But if you see an unsafe player, you might not realize they're being unsafe.
Or an unsafe condition on the field. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, you're an unsafe condition. You have the power to then control what's happening in your little corner of our world. And, you can either address it and that's the end of it, or just like you guys said, you get on the radio, you know who to call, and these problems that will arise, they can get addressed and fixed, and hopefully nobody gets hurt, nobody gets discouraged, whatever. Anything could happen. If you see, if you've got a team bogged down in your area, they're dead. They just can't, and they can't move. You're going to use your best discretion. You're going to figure out what to do with them. You're going to let them go. You're going to wipe them all out and say, okay, get out of here.
Right,
you can use your discretion to do what you want to make sure the game progresses, because that's what it is. This isn't one of those weekend long milsims where it's ride or die, and people are gonna smoke you if you didn't do your job. It's bad blood. You're there to
This is fun.
you're there
Yeah.
to shoot the guys wearing Hawaiian shirts and laugh about it at the end of the day.
Exactly.
Heck, I
Ian,
mean,
I've
just
got
bring a
time
fake
for one more
spear.
question
Okay.
before I got to go. So I don't know if you had another one for me or not before I head out.
Yeah, well, let me bring
So-
up the agenda real fast. See if
Yeah.
we're covered. Okay.
Yeah, I think I
Roll-
hit.
Respawn
You
or-
hit all of them.
Yeah.
Yep.
So sample collecting, you talked about that. You
Yep.
guys are, gonna in charge of holding, a sample not in plain sight, but also not, buried underground. Well, how do you want people to address, sample collecting?
So, I mean, sample collecting it's going to be a live fire thing. So the idea is you'll find the samples. They are in bright red igloo things. They have to be. Well, did we change the color?
No,
Oh no, I'm just saying you
saying
won't
you're not
find
gonna
mine.
find them.
Well, yeah. Well, so
You don't. I
the
last
rules are
year,
stated. It has to be
3 more
seen
people
from.
didn't find mine.
It has to be seen from at least one direction.
Right.
My understanding. So we can't bury it. I can't put it in a box. It will be. You should be able to see it. Again, if you have an issue, call your embeds. But and we will address it. But you can see that. And when you're doing the sample collections, like. The sample collectors have to come to the sample. The sample can't be moved more than 3 or 4 feet. It is on a tether,
Mhm.
and that's so we can collect them at the end of the day. And you'll have usually a dead tribal standing next to it to make sure it doesn't walk away. But sample collection it's in the game. It's going to be a live fire, world. So you can be hit, you can be targeted, you can be shot, and your COs can be shot, and they could have their samples collected as well at the same time. So. Just make sure you're listening to your teammates, you're covering them because, it's going to be the most vulnerable your sample collectors will be during the game when they're running up to grab those stamps.
Yeah.
They have to open the bag. They have to pull the piece out. They have to find the stamp. They got to make sure it goes in there. And they have to put everything back before they can move off and let the next guy come up.
Right.
So that's one of the things that creates that tension in the game that makes it a bit more exciting. So I appreciate you guys inviting me on today. I wish I could stay longer. I'm sad I can't. I'll probably be on 1 or 2 more of these, and I will definitely see all of you at the end of June. Make sure you go on to evike.com right now. Tell your friends to go on evike.com right now. All of the tickets are live. Go there, buy your tickets, have your friends buy their tickets, and get ready for a great time. I appreciate you guys. Have a lovely, lovely day.
Ginger Bear,
Thanks,
you so
Ginger
much.
Bear.
Take care, guys.
Love you, Ginger Bear. Take care, buddy.
And the red igloo cooler that is in the second floor of the castle is not a sample. That's Head Kills Lunch.
Yes.
We're not supposed to tell them.
No, somebody went through it one year and he flipped
I
out.
know. That was the funny part. It was hilarious.
So,
Also, for all of you that think you're going to find my sample, I wish you good luck. I don't know where I'm going to be stationed this year, but you can be damn certain you better have something to trade because I don't give it up.
you say that all the time, but then when I go to camp count the samples, they got it.
No, people didn't. Mine was the missing one last year. The last 2 years, they didn't find mine for 2 different teams.
Oh, good for you. Maybe you're making it too hard.
No, you have to just bribe me for my moolah, baby.
All right, that's
Yeah,
fair.
this is a good point to bring some extra power bars or monster.
Rolls, ammunition.
Yes.
Yeah, we talked last stream about the do's and don'ts, what you should bring, what you shouldn't bring. We talked about the different hydration and whatever, and we went on this
Yes.
tangent about what kind of foods travel best when you're out there on the field for 5-6
But
hours.
to that point, bring some extra food for bribery.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Food is a great bribery too. I will accept jerky as
So,
payment.
Buck, as somebody who's out there without a break for hours on end, what do you bring out there with you?
Honestly, I go out there with my water. I go out there with usually a bag of extra ammunition that I'll keep wherever we're stationed. Like last year, we kept it in Tittman. We kept it in one of the towers, and then whenever we ran out of ammunition, we just went to the tower and started reloading.
Have you ever had to confront a player about being ill prepared out there?
Water-wise, yes, absolutely. I have definitely confronted quite a few players on water. Some, unfortunately, not for their own choice. We have had a couple of falls, and I will say, I'm very glad that oh my god, the creek or whatever the hell it was called, the back right.
Oh yeah,
Valley,
yeah, the
Valley.
ravine.
I'm
Yeah,
very
yeah,
glad the ravine is out of play this year.
yeah.
I was there for one of the years that we actually had like a full injury and a full open break.
Yep.
And that was actually one of the things that pushed me into my line of work.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I actually became an EMT, and now I know how to handle things like that. And I have all of that stuff. I carry around a medical bag that I also usually have on me on field now.
Yeah. We
Like,
talked about that last week too, but I think it's worth bringing up. I know a lot of people, they like to have, like, to add on their kit, they buy the little, the first aid kit, right? That just, the molly
Yes,
pouch.
first aid kits are great, guys.
Well, here's my rub, right? Is because it always comes with a little red cross, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If you're not an actual, honest to God EMT, take that patch off.
Hell, even if you are a
And-
CFR, it doesn't bother me. But if you don't have
Well-
any knowledge, don't keep it on you.
Yeah,
If you
and
have
I
no
don't
knowledge,
I don't
you
want
can't
people
handle situations.
assuming, oh, well, that guy's got a first aid kit. He's got he's got the Red Cross patch on it. He obviously knows what he's doing. No, he doesn't. People who are licensed, trained EMTs are encouraged to make themselves known to Timmy and to the professional EMTs who will be staffed on site, and say, hey, I can handle this, this, and this, because at the same time, you're still out there to play a game, right? So
Yeah.
your mind, motivation, whatever, might be not 100% on what it is you're doing. Theirs is, right? So
I come down with at least 3 to 5 EMTs, and we all go down and make ourselves known to Timmy, and we all have like a conversation and go through
Yeah.
it.
But the biggest thing
we're
is
here for, guys.
when people go down, because they will go down, be it a rolled ankle, a break, heat, whatever, back off. Just call it in and let the professionals do their job. That's what they're there for. Don't get
Give
on
us
the
a
radio and
five-
start screaming ceasefire, because that's not a ceasefire. Just make way. Like Ginger Bear said, maybe create a little bit of
Give
a
us 5
wall,
feet.
keep people away, and let the EMTs who are trained to be there do their job. If the person has to get, evac off site, let the quad through. God forbid, let the ambulance through. Just stay out of the way and just continue on. If you find yourself,
If you're worried and you want to stand nearby, the best thing I can say is stand about 5 feet off from us. Because
Yeah,
you don't know
exactly.
where I need to move. You don't know where I need to access. You don't know what I need to get at for this person. And it's in your best interest for you to just stand a little bit clear. If we can hear you and we can see and like understand what you're saying, if you've got information, you can tell us, but don't get in the way. That's
Yeah.
the best thing I can do. If you
we
are
don't need
too nervous
we don't
in
need a
this,
whole faction crowded around somebody with a twisted ankle. Just continue on with your game. Move your force. You know where your respawn is, so you can rejoin the game. Maybe it's just you need to get some electrolytes in you. Take a break. You know where to respawn. Your buddy who's been watching over you knows how to respawn. Not everybody has to just basically stop their game to make sure this guy is okay. I mean, that's great. Don't get me wrong. Look out for your friends and make sure everybody's okay. But,
And don't be
That's why the
shooting around
professionals are
where
there.
people are trying to get this guy out of there.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Just make a hole
If-
and just continue
if
on.
you
with
see enough players with dead rags, just in general, stop shooting.
yeah.
Unless there's someone you actually know is in there that is alive and you are actively trying to get, don't be that guy. Shoot the other direction.
Yeah.
Most likely, the person's more concerned with the things that's going on with the dead people.
Now, if you've come up behind them, like Ginger Bear was saying, and and they're all in play. Hey, have fun. But
It's what we got.
make
the
him look
fake
like
ones.
Joker after a zombie game. That's fine. I don't care. But just be safe and fun about it. That's really the whole point. I'm gonna say it every single night. Just have fun. Don't be that guy. Yeah. What do you think, Moondog? What are you looking forward to this year, since you can kind of relax a little bit?
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing how a little bit more of the action. Well, I'm going to be there. I'm still going to be there as admin, so I'm still going to end up walking around and just dealing with issues.
No, of
But
course.
I just wanted to reiterate that the idea behind the tribals originally was just to get rid of those situations in most of the games that we've attended where you're you're in a rear guard situation and you're sitting around doing really nothing, waiting for action to show up, but you know that you got stationed to defend this area, so you may not see you might not get much trigger time at all in most of these big
It's why we
games.
station with our friends so that in the off hours we can still be stupid and have fun.
Tribal Militia is great for those guys who love the sniper rifles.
Oh, this is true. If you like being in a
Okay.
ghillie suit, this is the Tribals is a perfect
Yeah.
faction to join for that.
If you show up in a ghillie suit that's like covered in the lades, like what the heck, the
Yeah.
Hawaiian lades, just all over you, I'd be laughing my ass off.
I said that a couple times ago when we were talking about tribals. If somebody shows up in a Hawaiian ghillie suit, your next year game is on me. That's because I just want to see somebody do it, because as someone who has worn natural camouflage and done more stealthy kind of airsoft games, and the color, what you're wearing doesn't matter as much as don't move.
Yeah.
You can be out there in bright pinks and purples and people will step on you if you don't move. Like, it's that.
I have been stepped on in this Hawaiian. This
Yeah.
is the same Hawaiian I have been wearing since I started being on Tribals in 2020.
Yeah.
Well, actually, that is a perfect shirt for the field, because one of the things people don't realize, it's a fully working paintball field most of the time, so it looks like all the buildings pretty much look like your
Yeah.
shirt.
Yep.
You need
So
that
that's
neon,
one of the reasons I stay near the wooden structures if I can, because I
you need
know
that
you won't
neon
see me.
green and that faded out pink. Yeah. So
That's perfect.
yeah, I was at one game years and years ago. It was a little pickup game, and it was like all the foliage was dead, and I was out there with a buddy wearing dark green woodland camo, and just by being still, we heard people like standing over us asking, "Where'd those two guys go? Where'd they go?" And we're like, it's like, just that's good. That's what's great about the defending part of the tribals is, yes, you're out there to sow chaos, but at the same time, the chaos can be just real quiet and real slow. You never know. That's what's great about it.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to hanging out more with the tribals out there, and I'm going to be bringing out the cam, so hopefully we'll get some good footage of the action.
You
Does that mean
definitely
we're going to
gotta.
be seeing Tom on the Hawaiian team this year? Are you
Well-
going to be joining us, Moondog?
Well, you know what?
Baby.
Most of the years, actually, I'm wearing a my Aloha shirt. You're not this one, but yeah, usually I am, just in case. But you know how it is. My intention was, I'll get a good maybe a half hour, but nope. As soon as I get on the field, I get something on the radio. I'm like, okay, I have to deal with it and walk out. I have to walk over to some other section of the field.
But yeah, definitely, if you're gonna get any kind of footage, definitely make sure you get over to where Ginger Bear and his team are gonna be. There's some really great action over there, but don't get bogged down in it, because it is a lot of fun watching those guys. Make sure you try and see everybody. Like, I don't think I've ever found Buck out there. Like,
Oh, you
unless,
haven't?
Last year.
unless I was specifically
year.
looking for you for
Okay.
a reason. I don't think I've ever just run across you. So
You did last year.
no, I was there last year. I think 2 years ago I might have. So
I think you're right. I think you were right 2 years ago, because
Yeah.
I knew it was at the castle.
yeah. But it's like there are some people that I know I've never run across. Tribals
Sometimes
wise.
it's hard because especially since everybody's like wearing mesh or something else. I usually have to ask, like, have you seen Buck, or have you seen so and so? And then
Yeah.
like, he's right there. Okay, I wouldn't have known had I not asked.
Yeah, that's the one thing I like most, really, about kind of other than the putting in a dozen miles of walking, is just seeing all the different ways people play the game. We talked about this last week of when you're going to have your hardcore mill simmers, and then you're going to have your weekend warriors, and then you have your guys who just want to just be crazy and have fun, and just watch all these different styles of airsoft kind of unfold around you.
Yep.
I don't know. I love that.
I like to see the guys, the older guys bring in their kids.
Yeah.
Too. And
Oh,
they're,
yeah.
yeah.
That's so sweet when you see like the really good set that's like actually going in and putting in that work against the tribals, and they're just loving it every second.
They're actually always my favorite because I know not only are they out there to have a good time, they're following the rules because dad doesn't want to set a bad example for his
Yeah.
and that's what I love. Like these guys, they read the player packet, they've remembered the core rules, and they listen to the orders because we're not a military, we're out there to have fun.
Yeah.
But they follow the instructions that are given down to them, and they're out there just to have a good time. That's what makes it worth it for me. Yes, I want to go out there and I want to hang out with Primer and just watch these two guys just shoot at each other for 20 minutes and have this epic battle and then go shake their hands, which we've done a few times. But at the same time, I want to see everybody and how they approach Bad Blood and make it their own game. Because you got 1,000 people out there. How are you making it your game? And that goes for tribals too. It's your game just as much as anybody else's.
I'm always having a blast out there with my people. I mean, I always try to bring my closest friends and like the people that I've been hanging out with the most each year. And this year, I'm actually bringing my 2 pseudo-adopted children.
Oh, how old are they?
Old enough to drink.
Okay.
That kind of pseudo-adopted.
Okay. All right.
The kind that just won't go home. Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah. No, that's great. That's really what it's all about. It's not even so much bringing new people into the game. It's just making sure that everybody likes what they're doing.
I love bringing new people that are just getting into the event to this event because it's always their way of like, okay, if I don't do anything else airsoft, I want to do this next year.
Oh yeah,
that's always what it is.
You never know what you're going to get. It's a crazy game. It's got a very simple rule set that a quick 15-minute with the player packet and you've got it down. And it's not like any other game, even other scavenger hunt style games. There's nothing else like it. And that's kind of the whole point. Joker says it every time he's on. This is the one game he makes sure he doesn't miss. He comes all the way up from Southern Florida.
Yeah, that's a long
play this
drive.
game in the woods and the mountains of Pennsylvania because there's nothing like it. And you're just going to have, if you let yourself, you're just going to have that much fun. If you go into it with the wrong
even in the rain, I had a memorable time last year.
Unless you've got a piece of crap Franken gun, rain isn't going to hurt your stuff.
Yeah, the playing part wasn't bad. I feel bad for the folks who got their tents and their gear. Yeah, okay, but I mean that experience is not fun in the rain. But playing in the rain is a hoot.
Your multicam isn't going to melt. You're fine, So, but yeah, it's that's really what it's about. It's the experiencing something that even if you've been doing this for Ginger Bear's case 12 years, your case Tom 20 years, I mean, like however long it hasn't been that long, but like
it's almost been
19
years now.
Yeah, so like it's even if we're at the same field forever, which we're not, we move around as we need to move it around. It's going to be something different every single year, even if it's just starting points are different. So you need to adjust how you start the game, or that's going to mess up a CO's route that he wants to try and take, or whatever. It's always going to be fresh. It's always going to be fun. There's always going to be 800 people that don't look like you that you get to shoot little pieces of plastic at, and who doesn't want that for $60. $60, you get a night game. Here we go again. Here's the plug. $60. You get a night game. You get Bad Blood. You get probably the best raffle in airsoft today. Yeah. And then you get Sunday Dead Blood zombie game and an afternoon of skirmishing.
Yeah.
So, how is that not? Why are we still selling tickets? Why aren't we sold out by now? Like, I don't get it.
Plus, some of the 10 to 10 selling you will find on any event.
Yeah.
You will have guys that will actually be coming up to your tent if you're staying on site trying to sell their shit. We came back from Bad Blood. It was Saturday night, right before the raffle. And we had a guy coming around selling individual custom made 1911 grips. I was like, what?
What?
The? Yeah, I came outside. He was like, hey, I'm looking to trade these for the Evite cards. And I'm like, what?
Oh,
And like he gave one of my buddies ended up getting them. But yeah, he came around with custom handmade
Wow.
slides that he had carved himself out of wood.
oh,
Oh,
grips
wow.
or slides?
Grips.
Oh yeah, okay.
And remember, Saturday after the raffle, patch swap.
Oh
Patch
yeah.
swap.
Are we
Wait,
and
I've got
are we?
mine.
We're doing is Timmy letting us do a swap meet or come please?
I haven't asked him about it yet. He'll probably either comment
swap.
or send one of us a message later because he does actually watch the videos after.
got a
I
couple
haven't
of
asked him
videos
about it
here.
yet because we were talking last week about vendors, and I'm actually going to have one of the vendors on the live stream in 2 weeks, I believe.
Awesome.
Who are we
So
having
we
on?
don't want to. I don't want to really give the idea that we're going to cut into the actual
yeah.
professional vendors just yet. If Timmy says, yeah, Sunday afternoon or Saturday night, you want to set up and do a little impromptu swap meet, fine, we'll announce it, but not until we get a go ahead. I'm going to say, yes, it's on. So as of now, patch swap after the raffle. Other than that,
There will be an unofficial patch swap probably at my freaking tent or something.
There you go.
Or my cabin.
Yeah, I was going through like just the randoms that I'd picked up over the years, and then I also found that I have probably about 6 or 7 dozen Evic Airsoft Nation patches.
I've got a bunch of duplicates. I've got a bunch of those too.
Are you bringing any from SHOT Show?
Yeah, a couple. Some of the ones I'm keeping, obviously, because they were awesome. See what from SHOT Show was I willing to give up? I don't even remember. Yeah, like I got the little Evic Hex ones. I've got
I've got a bunch of the Burris Red Dot ones.
I've only got this one. I think I love this one. One of the older Airsoft Nation ones. Yeah, I think it was some of the Burris ones. I was gonna. Oh, like the Hollow Sun one because it was little, and a Burris. Other than that, I was gonna keep everything else. So
Everything that is in my patch swap bag is up for grabs. So
That's
yeah.
great.
one in here. I've got plenty of good ones. I've even got some from a couple events that you're not supposed to get more than one from.
Yeah.
And I obviously sorted out the ones that I'm keeping for myself. Like I've got one of the as seen on Evic TV ones and stuff like that. Stuff I'm not going to part with.
I'm gonna be bringing some promo foam coasters for NYC Airsoft that I made a while back. I was half intending to sell them as so I actually originally designed them not so much as coasters, but to use as funnels for loading high cap mags.
Okay.
From bottles, and because they fold away pretty easily.
Right.
Yeah, and I put the NYC Airsoft logo. So those are more items that we're going to be tossing out for the raffle.
The new logo or the old logo?
The new logo, the one that you have the one right behind your head. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Because I think I can't remember. I think I had a few of those with the old logo before you trademarked this one. God knows where they are.
Yeah.
I saw. And you still owe me a Moondog patch, by the way.
Oh yeah. Okay. I'll definitely bring that. I should have just grabbed the one from my camera bag and gave it to you over at SHOT Show.
Yeah, that was yours though. Don't
worry, but then I could
see you again.
Well, I could have replenished it as soon as I got home. Right?
That's
so
true.
Anyway, I'll bring a couple of those for everybody.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
Honestly, we've covered the agenda. I think we're just kind of just jawing at each other. Yeah. So Moondog, what do you got going on next 2 weeks?
I am busy this week because it is Catholic Holy Week. So
that's right.
Yeah. So I'm very involved in the music ministries. So we got rehearsal today is the commemoration of the Last Supper. So we got to go and do the evening mass and we got rehearsal an hour before mass starts. So we have to be there at 6 o'clock, which is the reason I have to jet to get over there. And then after Easter, I've got all my other videos that I'm editing. We're right now working on a video just finished editing a video for an LPVO that I just reviewed from Vector Optics. Have you guys ever heard of them?
Can't
Nope.
say I have.
No, I hadn't really either. I saw their names would come up occasionally when you'd Google scopes on Amazon or
You didn't see the
somewhere.
show?
I saw their name come up, and I think we walked by their booth once, but I really didn't have that much interest because to me it was like, oh, that's just another Chinese budget brand.
Right.
What I didn't realize, and because I'd actually sought them out like 3 years ago, and at the time they had a very tiny booth, and it wasn't actually theirs. It was like a reseller who was representing them.
Interesting.
But
Okay.
so that they were just trying to hand out catalogs like you can order from us because we're their reseller, but they didn't have like an official company booth over at SHOT Show. So and they contacted me after SHOT Show and asked if I would review one of their scopes. Turns out they're top of the line scopes, which is about like mid-tier price wise for compared to US, like about same as like buying an Athlon or a mid-tier Vortex scope. Like
Okay.
their LPVOs are like $400.
It's
At
not
least
bad.
that's what they are on Amazon. And then I found out from their specs and also from testing it out, they use German shot glass for their ED shot glass, and it's
Okay.
like, whoa, that's really usually really expensive
Yeah.
scopes have that, like the Zeiss scopes and everything else that
Pretty
cost
high end
well over.
for a budget scope. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean that's usually for European scopes, those are like $1,200-$1,400 scopes. But in my
Nice.
testing of it, they're actually pretty nice, and glass wise, they look really good. So I'm surprised they're $400. But I think that was one of the titles I was working on is a German glass Chinese price. So we'll
okay.
see if that.
We got a weird request in the Bad Blood the Op Bad Blood series chat a while ago. People are asking if you get any more Night Force swag.
Oh,
So
well, I'll be giving I'll be posting up a video from Night Force in the next couple of weeks, maybe next month.
Okay.
And I was planning on giving away some Night Force swag on my live stream. So if
right,
you guys
I'll
want Night Force
redirect.
swag, come watch my live streams, which is on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. And one of the upcoming ones, I'm planning to coincide with the release of that booth video. I brought back from SHOT Show a couple of Night Force lens cleaners. There's little pouches with clips, and then they have microfiber cloths attached to them. Did you bring one back?
I don't think it's Night Force. This is PA Optics.
Oh, Primary Arms.
Primary. Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
They were good. They
have a new red dot that's one of the few that's made in the US.
This is one I was really happy with.
Which one was that one?
Citron.
Oh yeah.
They were amazing. We could go off all day about some of the great stuff that was at SHOT Show. So
yeah, so I'm just chugging away. I still have a third. I've posted up about 2/3 of the videos that we filmed at SHOT Show. So I still have another third to go.
I admit I haven't seen it yet, so maybe you haven't posted it.
Mm-hmm.
Have you posted the video where the guy was just brutalizing that scope?
Oh, the from Night Force.
From Night Force?
Yes, I haven't posted that up. That's what I'm saying.
good.
Is like that's in my to-do list.
Yeah.
But
If you watch any of Moondog's review stuff, Buck, that's the one you have to see. This one booth, this guy just literally put the scope in a machine and just started hammering on it.
Oh wait, yeah, I saw.
Oh, it was amazing. It was the funniest thing I ever saw, but it was like it held true and it was beautiful. No damage whatsoever. And he was just going to town on it.
yeah, I always feel like, okay, that's enough. And then he kept on going.
Yeah, it was great. He had this weird contraption that basically
It's a
mimicked-
collimator.
Yeah,
It's a big
like
industrial culminator.
it
Yeah.
mimicked the recoil at like an nth degree. It was ridiculous. So you got to watch that one when it gets posted. It's great. So, Buck, what are you up to the next couple weeks?
Not much, really. Sundays, I am going to be hitting Capital Combat Zone up in Troy, New York, or I'll be headed down to the other local one, I think. Oh, God, I never.
What's that place in Troy, New York like?
Oh, I love it. It's solid little fields. Right in Troy, a lot of CQB stuff. They've usually got about 3 games going at a time during the day, if not 4. They've got the speed soft paintball, all that fun stuff. They've held 1 or 2 events there, and it's not too bad. And then the other one I might hit up here or there might be Zulu 24 out in New Windsor.
Oh, you're gonna be down this way, huh?
Little bit might be here or there, but not anything really confirmed at the moment.
And then
Just
in a month and a
playing
half
it
or so, we're going to what the heck's that game called? Joker's game.
I will not be at Syndicate.
Syndicate. Right.
I kind of can't afford it right now. Just getting a hotel and all that stuff. I cannot really.
The one Joker game I'm actually going to be at, and you're not going. That hurts.
I was just in a car accident a few weeks ago.
Oh,
about a month
no.
ago. Yeah, about a month ago, I was in a car accident and lost my car, so I've got to kind of financially recover from it.
So just borrow an ambulance. It'll be all right.
I'm not. I can't do that. They have to stay in distance.
Well, that's too bad. At least you're all right, though. I know we talked about.
Yeah, I made it out with just a few scrapes and bruises, but
The car was totaled.
yeah, car's totaled. But we got a new one now, so it's
Insurance
also-
does that now. You get an offender bender, insurance is going to total you. Like they don't care anymore.
Oh no, I smacked a tree.
Oh, okay. You actually.
I was a head-on collision.
Ooh, and you walked
Ooh.
away from it all right?
I walked. I'll send you pictures.
I'll pass. What about the other person?
The tree is still standing, but it's got quite the big ass dent in it.
Oh, it was a single car head on.
Yeah.
Yeah, as a little bit of a plug for State Farm, when I got into a fender bender with another State Farm a driver, and she actually rear-ended me. So they were very fast in paying that. So I was actually surprised. I thought it would be I'd have to make a lot of calls, but they called me within like 2 days. It was like, whoa, okay, because I was going to go get some quotes my own for the repair, and but that was I was surprised at how well they handled things.
That's good. That's good. Yeah. The only time I ever had to do anything with insurance, I got basically sideswiped at a toll booth on the Pennsylvania Turnpike.
At a toll booth,
An 18-wheeler decided he wanted to be in the lane instead of me. His running board came through my back door and barely missed my hip. So yeah, I that sucked. That was the only time I had to do any kind of insurance claim, and that took a long time to go through, which was not great.
Oh no.
Yeah.
How long did it take? How many weeks?
2 months.
Oh.
Well, because the cops didn't want to do anything about it. They decided they would have to arrest us both, and we'd have to fight it out in court. I was like, I'm the one with the door missing. How's it my fault?
And don't you have like cameras all over the place at a toll booth?
So, but yeah, you'd think, but no, that took a while for them to total my car and pay me off for that, which was not great. Luckily, though, they did pay for a rental for a while, not 2 months, but they did pay for a rental for a while. But yeah, insurance sucks. Driving car sucks. That's why I live in New York.
This is true. Have you looked into? I'm just blown away by how expensive cars are now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bought pre-owned.
Oh yeah.
I did too. I was just getting a minor repair, a maintenance done, and I was just sitting at the dealership because it was they had Wi-Fi, so I sat in there, and I was just wandering around, just saying, and I was asking how much of my model car, the newest version was, and they said it was 45,000. Like, what? Okay. For
That's-
yeah.
All right, gentlemen, I think we're good. I'd like to thank you guys and Ginger Bear for joining us this evening. Well,
Yeah, thanks, Buck.
afternoon in your case. And
course,
we
no
will be
doubt.
back in 2 weeks with, I always forget, you know what? Give me 1 second. I'm not going to be that guy. In 2 weeks, we will be back talking about, I know I'm staring off into space. What are we doing?
Let's May
Bring it up
1st.
schedule. In 2 weeks, we will be, yes, 2 weeks, we will be talking with vendors and about all the goodies you can buy before, after, during Bad Blood. So with that, I'm Ian. These are my friends, and we will see you soon.